This is a video on the new join to one clause, or actually there are a few different clauses: join to one from and non-join to one from and basic join to one, which has been introduced in the select statement in 26.2, Oracle 26.2. So first I'll just show you a simple join between two tables, the employees and the departments table. So for example, if I were to just do a simple join here, employees and departments, and I get so many employees. But what if there is an employee without a department? Then I would want to use a left join, right? So if I do a left join, I will get one more record, 107th employee also I would get. Okay. So I get an employee. There's one employee without a department. Where is it? Did I fetch all the records? Yeah, I've got all the employees here, and the one employee without a department is 178, Kimberly Grant, because there's no department. Because I specified a left outer join, I got all employees, including those which have no departments. Let me just show this to you one more time. Without this, I have no employees where department is not specified, because this is an inner join. Now this left join syntax can now be rewritten by using the join to one clause as well. So employees join to one on departments. I'll run this same statement, changing this left join clause to a join to one without having to specify the join column. That is the advantage of the join to one. How the join to one works is that it implicitly identifies the primary key and foreign key relationship between the two tables and uses that. So now I do not have to specify all the join columns. I let Oracle pick up the join columns from the schema design. Let me just show you. For example, the departments table is a department ID, a primary key. Sorry, let me just scroll to the right. Okay, department ID is a primary key. Employees table has department ID as a foreign key here. Okay, so department ID is a foreign key, employee ID is a primary key. If I go back to the departments table, there is a foreign key to the locations table. Then if I go to locations, there is a foreign key to current country table. If I go to countries, there's a foreign key to regions table, and so on. So I have all these tables defined. I also have a job table defined. If I look at the employees table back here, I have a foreign key to the job table as well. So if I were to write a query like this, I start off with the employees table and I want columns on departments, locations, countries, regions, and then jobs. Now the order in which I specify the the table names in the join to one does not matter, but what matters is because I've specified employees and joined to one departments, it's going to start off with a left outer join between employees and departments. So that is one thing you must be aware of. It starts off as a left outer join between employees and departments. If there are no employees without departments, that is all right. So I would not return any rows with a null department. If perchance there is an employee without a department like this one, Kimberly, it would return that employee also in the query. So that is one thing you need to be aware of. But the beauty of this join to one clause when I'm joining employees to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is I'm building a hierarchy. Employees to departments by department ID, departments to locations by location ID, locations to countries by country ID, countries to regions by region ID, and then employees back to jobs by job ID. I do not have to specify any of the join columns at all. So this is the power of the join to one clause. I'll just run this query and show you the results. So I've got the department name from the departments table, the region name from the regions table, the country name from the country table. Okay, that's the countries table, province from the locations table, city from locations, employee ID from employees table, job ID I'm getting it from the employees table, and the job title I'm getting from the jobs table. So I get all these columns from all the tables without specifying the join columns, and then of course I can order by any sequence of columns I want. The order by columns should just be present in my select statement. The columns in the select statement do not have to match the sequence in the join statement, but I need to have proper foreign key in primary key and foreign key relations. If I run this query, of course I will get that one employee 178 where becomes an outer join between employees and departments. So you get null for department, which means I get nothing for region, I get nothing from country, I get nothing from location as well. But this is the outer join. This row is an outer join between employees and departments. So if I know I'm getting an outer join, I can avoid that by rewriting the statement like this. This is the same statement, employees to departments and all their tables, but I say employees to departments will become an inner join, and then from there on I continue to the locations, countries, regions and jobs table. So I run this query and I will get 106 rows without the last row of employee 178, because that employee does not have a matching department ID. So this is the result where I specified an inner join to departments in the join to one clause. And this is the result where I have a join to one without specifying inner join. So it still becomes an outer join and I get this one record. So to reiterate, join to one is a beautiful way to avoid having to specify all the join columns if you have defined all your primary key, foreign key relations here. There's a foreign key here. From here, there's a foreign key to departments. Then from departments, I add a foreign key to location. From locations, I add a foreign key to country. From country, I add a foreign key to region, and so on. Again, from employees, I have a foreign key to jobs, the job ID to the jobs table. If you have defined your database schema with the proper primary key, foreign key relations, this is a very good way to extract data from multiple tables without specifying the join columns, because those join columns are implicit in your schema design. The only catch is the default behavior is an outer join here. So if I know it's going to become an outer join, I can just specify an inner join to the target table. So this is a very good new feature in 26.2, and this is the documentation and the select statement. So there is something called non-join to one and join to one from as well. But basically it's all very similar. The default behavior is it is a left outer join. Okay, just remember starting from the employees to departments. Okay, so you can play around with this with a dummy schema. If you know the schema very well, you can test out the join to one clause in select and then slowly introduce it in your 26.2 and above databases. Be careful to verify that if it is returning out outer join, you have actually identified the outer join here. Let me just run this query again, and it has run an outer join. Sorry, this is one with the outer join. Verify that it has run an outer join on this employee. Verify before you implement this join to one in production, but it's a beautiful way where you do not have to specify all the join columns. I hope it's useful to you. Thank you.